Hey everybody, this is EternallyPrussian's Warframe. Today I'm going to be doing a revamped version of my Know Your Ally series. I'm going to put in some little basic editing things, I'm going to be showing off what abilities are, and I think everything's going to run a little more fluidly this time, even though you might hear some cutoffs, so this is just going to be my little experiment on you. It will be minor editing tricks, it will be standard WMM stuff, and I'm going to keep it to a minimum. Why? I'll tell you why. I'm not a Sony Vegas editor. I don't do a lot of that stuff. I don't have any of the nice fancy editing tricks. But you know what I do have is content. Sure, I can make a 12-minute video that has a lot of nice special effects and looks really pretty, but honestly, once you start doing that, your content really gets cut down. So that's what I'm emphasizing, and that's what I do. I'm Eternally Prussian, and I'm straight to the point. So let's not waste any more time. What you're looking at right now is Excalibur. This is one of the first three Warframes you can choose from: Excalibur, Mag, and Loki. Excalibur is a jack of all trades. This is a maxed out Excalibur, so you know, and this is his default look. I won't be able to do this for all of my Warframes, as I color my Warframes very, very painstakingly carefully. But I just happen to have this set loadout I really never did anything with. So you get to see what he looks like on default. So we'll go into our first discussion by showing off his abilities. First up is going to be Slash Dash. Slash Dash is any Excalibur's BFF, basically. It's the meat and bones of what Excalibur does. I notice it's all over the place, and there's a reason for that when you see people playing Excalibur. Slash Dash, when maxed out, does 1,000 damage and will run right through enemies. Very rarely are there times where they won't run through enemies, and that's more of a glitch than it is anything else. I find that Slash Dash is pretty much the only technique I've been using with Excalibur lately, and I know I have to change that habit, as when I went to do some field testing on the other ones, I found they had some uses, but we're going to get into that later. Slash Dash is an absolutely incredible ability. You must have this one registered first. It is amazing. As I said, it's the meat and bones of what Excalibur does. Up next is Radial Blind. Radial Blind, I find, is a very unused Excalibur move. I rarely see it, and a couple of my friends do actually use it, but they're the minority rather than the majority. It's 50 energy, but that's worth it for being able to blind enemies for quite a good amount of time. I can actually, with my Paris, pick off and just snipe away any enemies that get hit by Radial Blind. It's about, I'd say, maybe a 20-meter radius, and it's still a really cool thing to have. So don't skip out on this, and try and get some use out of it if you ever get in a sticky situation with some heavy units. Just slide right by for an escape, or just hammer on them for whenever you need to start killing them. Up next is going to be Super Jump. Super Jump is one of the most situational Tenno powers in, well, everything that's ever made a Tenno. I find very, very little use for it, and the few times you actually can use it are so rare it's almost not worth upgrading. You can get pretty much anywhere else just by jumping regularly, being agile, or just not doing it at all, because there's always another way up. There are no Super Jump exclusive areas, so I'm not saying it's completely useless, but you could go without this on an Excalibur. That's my honest opinion on that. Alright, up next is Excalibur's, should I say last, up last is Excalibur's finishing move, Radial Javelin. Radial Javelin is an incredible move that just deals a ton of damage. I basically never use it, though. I find that Slash Dash covers pretty much everything I need in an Excalibur, which is wrong. I'm going to say that just right off the start. You don't just want to use one ability on a Warframe. That just really misses out on a lot, and it's kind of icky that you just use one. So use Radial Javelin if you're ever just completely surrounded and cornered, because once you have that maxed out, you slam your sword into the ground, and you watch everything get pinned to walls. It's absolutely incredible to watch, and a lot of fun when you're able to pull it off. So I lost my train of thought. No, I take that back. I got it now. Excalibur is a jack of all trades, but at the same time a master of none. He covers offensive and defensive pretty well, but that means he can't really specialize in one of the two. He just sort of is, and that's what a lot of people like about him. I recommend Excalibur definitely for basic players who want to just, get a general feel for Warframe before they start going to any specialties. And even if you do have a feel for Warframe, Excalibur is still a wonderful class to pick. Don't ever underestimate it just because it's the jack of all trades. You'd be surprised what somebody can do with a well-intentioned Excalibur, especially with the Avalon helmet. I really, really like that. But that aside, Excalibur can be equipped with pretty much any weapon, you name it, from minigun to a bow and arrow to a sniper rifle. I find that he's useful for all things. Again, a jack of all trades, can pretty much pick up anything, but he won't have an affinity one thing versus another. His armor rating is mid-range, his health and shield are alright, and his power is actually pretty good. Same as a level 30 Rhino, though. I found that a little bit odd. I'm going to ignore stamina for now, as you just stop running for a second, or you just aim your weapon and you're fine. So with that said, that's all I have to say about Excalibur, and if you like this video, you think I did well, or you want to see more, be sure to rate, be sure to comment, and I would appreciate very much if you would subscribe. I got past 25, and I'm in my good graces, just can't believe I got that much. So I want to keep this up, and I want to know what all of you think. So that is it from Eternally Prussian's Warframe. I hope to see you next time.